Spence, I'm here to help, whatever your relationship question may be, okay? So relationships can be amazing. They can also be devastating. Live in a devastating one. You don't need to live in a devastating one. You can have an amazing experience, an amazing relationship. Okay. Alrighty. Guys, we're live on a few different platforms at the same time. Live on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, okay? So I'm going to be answering questions from a few different platforms. So if I miss your comment on any stage, just send me a message or try asking me again, okay? Now, relationships can be amazing, yeah? But they can also be devastating. You don't need to live in a painful, devastating relationship. You can learn the right tools and techniques to get a 10 out of 10 relationship and achieve the life that you really want to live, okay? Now, as far as I made a thing called 5 pillars to a 10 out of 10 relationship, okay? The 5 pillars are attraction, masculine, feminine energy, courtship, intimacy, and communication, okay? If you master those 5, then you're going to be a lot closer to a 10 out of 10 relationship. And it's going to make a large difference. Okay. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm a relationship coach. Any relationship questions you have, put your question in the comments, okay? If I miss your question anytime, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be sure to answer it the best I can. Don't be afraid to ask any sort of questions. I've heard them all before, okay? Iced coffee lover. How can trust be built in future relationships when you were lied to by a man for 2 years? Because it's a different person, yeah? It's a different person. You can't tar everything with the same brush. So what I mean by that is, if a little chihuahua bites you, right, one day, do you suddenly hate all dogs? You know, you can't tar every single thing the same. So just because one person lied to you doesn't mean another person lied to you, okay? Try not to let your past interfere with your future. And then also I made something called the relationship timeline. Now, what that says is wait 2 or 3 months dating a person before going exclusive with that person. If you wait that amount of time, then you're building up the foundation of a successful relationship, okay? And you're building up those trust and all those other things, which is going to make a large difference with going forward. Hope that answers your question, Iced Coffee Lover. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm not going to answer any sport questions. I'm just here to talk about relationships. I'm a relationship coach. So any relationship type questions you have, put your question in the comments. If you're feeling a bit unlucky in love, let me help you get to a place where you feel lucky in love, where you're feeling like you're living the life that you really want. Jojo, I just want you to know that I filed for divorce today after talking to you. Okay. It's sad, but probably the best decision you could make, yeah? If it's really, if you're with the wrong person, you're with the wrong person, yeah? Louise, can you rebuild trust in a relationship after it's been broken? It depends how it's been broken, okay? It depends how severely it's been severed. If someone cheats on you, then that's pretty extreme. If it's a little white lie, it depends how severe it is. If you've just been through a breakup, what do you do if you're still depressed? Like, what can you do to help? Yeah, so some great things you can do. If you're feeling a bit depressed after you've gone through a breakup situation, what I get a lot of people do is get a sheet of paper, right? Write down 10 hobbies that you like to do or would like to do in the future. Write down those 10 hobbies and then do those hobbies every week. It's going to throw you into society. It's going to make you more social. You're going to make more friends, more like-minded people, and it's going to get you out of your rut a little bit. Hey, Becky, thanks for jumping in, champion. Okay. Why do men cheat with women who aren't as attractive or successful as their girlfriend? Because it has nothing to do with how pretty you are or how successful you are, okay? It's how that person makes them feel, and sometimes it's not even that either, okay? It's not about status or how they look or anything like that, so get that out of your head, okay? Julie, I had a close friend I used to talk every day, suddenly stopped talking, but still friends on Facebook. Okay. Lindsay, I told my best friend I had more romantic feelings for him. His response was mixed messages, help. I don't believe I told you to do that. Okay. That's one of the things I tell people not to do. Just flirt and see if that affection is reciprocated. If it's not reciprocated and he's not really sure whether he likes you or not, stop going after him. Go after somebody else. There's millions of people in the world. You don't need to go after your best friend. Come on. Come on, guys. My partner cheated whilst I was carrying our child. Gave him a second chance for the child's sake, but finding it hard to rebuild trust. Yeah, of course. Of course. Once cheating has occurred, it's pretty hard to get it to a 10 out of 10. It is possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but is it worth trying? I don't think so. If you like someone, what is the way to tell them that you like them? With flirting. Yeah. Show someone you're attracted to them by flirting. The last thing you want to say is go up to someone and say, hey, I like you. Like you're a little 10-year-old. Okay. Use flirting. You're an adult. Yeah. Kate, how do you let go of past to improve the relationship? Positive reassurance, transparency, things of those nature. Positive reassurance and positive affirmations goes a long way for personal growth and development, Kate. So try those things, yeah? Tell yourself what you need to hear to become who you want to be. Guys, if I miss your question anytime, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll make sure to try to respond. Okay. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm a relationship coach. Any relationship questions you have, put your question in the comments. Katie, thanks so much. Kate, no worries. My purpose in life is to help as many people as I can with relationships. So that's what I do. Shelley, how do you get rid of self-doubt early in the relationship when you're messaging and they're not responding? Well, depends how long they're not responding for. One of the things I actually encourage people to do, some of my single clients, is talk to 4 or 5 people at once. Now, you don't need to sleep with 4 or 5 people at once. Just talk to 4 or 5 people at once, because we're just talking to one person, but they're, say, busy at work. We can feel a bit anxious or insecure that they're not responding to our messages straight away or fast enough. Yeah, and it can make you feel a bit negative, yeah, and a bit on edge. But, so that's why I recommend talk to 4 or 5 people at once, so you're sort of spreading yourself out a little bit, so you're not focusing all your energy on one person. Jaden, I'm getting into a new relationship. How do I know if I'm ready for a new one? No one is ever ready for anything. Just dive in, okay? The way to know if you're really ready, Jaden, is if you learn the right methods and techniques, which is one of the things I teach. If you learn how to have a good relationship, then you're really ready. Mandy, thank you for your help. You're right. Long distance relationships don't work. Unfortunately, that is the sad truth. Christopher. Hi, Jay. Great to see you live. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. What do you think is the best place for a date night in Hervey Bay? Oh, there's some good ones. Now, what's important about dating is a date, regardless of it's a first date or a 1,000th date, it consists of 4 parts. Now, those 4 parts are asking the person out on a date. Yeah. Now, it doesn't need to be a complicated, convoluted process. It can just be, hey, do you want to go on a date with me this Friday? After you build rapport, ask them on a date, okay? And then the second part of the date is the activity. Now, physical activity on the date is very important. It gives you a chance to flirt, to joke, to physical touch, and all those fun things, okay? The third part of the date is the meal or going out to dinner or whatever. And there's heaps of good restaurants. In Hervey Bay, you could go to, one of my favorite ones is Palos because of the romantic ambience in there. It's got a good atmosphere. Water's Edge is good. Enzo's is good. There's quite a few good ones. 19XO is nice if you're just going for drinks. There's quite a few things, okay? But do the dates like I put it out there. Yeah, you put the effort in. Sometimes I do a whole date day, which I know is hard if you've got kids and you work and all this other stuff. And it's hard to make that sort of time for your partner, but there's heaps of good things. Remember the 4 techniques. The 4th part of the date is just the drop off and the goodbye, okay? Be mysterious. Some quick tips for you, Christopher. Whether it's your first date or 1000th date, let the woman do the majority of the talking. If you talk the whole time, you're just going to come across as a wanker, okay? So what you want to do is really let her talk like 70% of the time. Let her communicate, let her talk about everything she wants to talk about. And it's going to make her attraction for you go up, which is what we want. Jose, why do women play games? Look, everyone plays games a little bit. Women test and play games because they want to see how masculine, how strong you really are, and really put a test on you to see if you're as strong as masculine as you think you are or you say you are. They want you to prove it, okay? They're putting you in a test to see if you're the man that they think they are. You need to pass those tests, okay? Guys, I'm answering some questions on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, so I'm a bit all over the place, so just deal with me. If I miss your comment at any time or miss your question or you're getting a bit impatient, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, guys, okay? I'm here to help. Okay. I've trouble letting go of the past because of the fear of being hurt again, unfortunately. If you let the fear hold you back, you're going to severely damage your future, Kate. Give yourself positive reassurance and say, my next relationship isn't going to hurt me. The things I do in the future aren't going to make my life worse. My future is better than my past. Keep telling yourself those reassurance things, okay? And Kenny, how do you deal with a man who you know cheated, but you can't catch him in the act? Well, how do you know he cheated then? And if you're really 110% sure that he cheated, why are you still in the relationship? Shelley, thank you. Shelley, no worries. I'm here to help. My purpose in life is to help as many people as I can with relationships. So if I can help you in any way, ask me a question or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. You can even go to my website, maddockcoaching.com/opt-in, and book in a call with me if you want one-on-one help. Kim, how can you stop thinking you're not good enough for anyone? Positive reassurance, confidence building. Confidence building and self-esteem building play a huge role in everything we do, and there's many ways we can build up our confidence and self-esteem. Some of the ways we can do that is positive self-talk, surrounding ourselves with positive people who help us achieve our goals, not hinder our goals, moderating the content we consume, and doing things which make us the people we want to become, such as productive hobbies. Okay, they're all important for confidence building. Okay, if someone has broken your trust multiple times and swearing they've changed, can they? They can change, but not with you, unfortunately. Okay, because it's very hard to forget the past, and it's hard for them to forget the past too. So if someone's cheated on you 10 times, they're probably going to cheat on you again. They may not cheat with the next girl, but with you, the dinner's cooked, yeah? Sassy, hey coach, Jake myself is always texting me, should I ditch her or stay with my wife? I can't make the decision for you, yeah? You got to listen to your gut. Which way is your gut leaning? Okay? Can't make a decision for you. People want me to make decisions for them sometimes, whether they should stay in a relationship or leave, or want me to tell them if they're making a right decision or a wrong decision. I can't tell anyone if they're making a right decision or a wrong decision, because I'm not. It's subjective. It's completely opinionated. How can I make that decision? It's like arguing if tacos or burritos are better. It's subjective. I can't argue. I can't debate on those facts. But what you can ask yourself is that my ideal partner? Ask yourself that question. If someone's your ideal partner, make it work. If they're not your ideal partner, find someone who is. That's about as much help as I can do. But listen to your gut. Ask your gut, is this my ideal partner? Your gut knows. Is dating when you're insecure harder? Jaden, here's a quick little thing for you, a quick little secret you may not know. Everybody is insecure. Everybody is jealous. Everybody has negative feelings sometimes. Everybody. Everyone. No one is 110% secure. They're not. It's not in human nature. We're pack animals, and pack animals are insecure sometimes, okay? We just are. We're not eagles. We're pack animals, okay? So everyone's insecure, so don't think you're out of the ordinary. Lost my spot. Sorry, guys. How do you build trust back if he has cheated in the past and has promised to change? You don't. You move on and find somebody else. Can you define masculinity in 2020? Scott, that's a great question. Masculinity has nothing to do with the year we live in, okay? So I know people want some sort of evolved state of what masculinity is. It's the same it's always been and the same it always will be, okay? Now, there's lots of things which make up masculine traits. Yeah, masculine traits is naturally a leadership. Yeah, you're one of the traits, some traits of masculinity are leadership, protecting, being a protector, having integrity and honor within yourself, strength, all those sort of things, okay? Setting up for yourself, boundary setting. And masculinity is also a lot like a river, yeah? The river's headed in one direction, and no matter what's in the way of the river, even though there's a big rock in the way of the river, it will pound the rock until it gets through it and then keep heading towards its destination. There's nothing that can stop it from achieving its goal, and that's masculinity, okay? Another way I describe masculinity is my sheepdog analogy, okay? I didn't come up with it, but it's a great analogy. There's three sorts of people in the world, yeah? Sheep, sheepdog, and wolves. Sheep are people who are victims or people who can't or won't defend themselves. And wolves are obviously predators, people who prey on other people, bullies, all those sort of people. There's lots of those. And sheepdog are ones who protect, yeah? Real masculinity is protecting. Real masculinity is the sheepdog, okay? So if you're not living by that, sheepdog mentality, start living by it, because I think it's fantastic. Always be the protector, always, and it's going to make the world a better place. It really is. And what's good about that analogy, it's so simple that even a 10-year-old can understand it. Hey, my ex wants me back. Do I go back with him or not? If they stop, what to do? If they don't stop, what do you do? No, you shouldn't go back. Going back with your ex is never a good idea. It never works out well. Once it's done, it's done. Just leave it. There's heaps of people in the world. You don't need to go back to your ex. If they don't stop, just block their number. What do you mean? What's a good description for a dating profile? Yeah, great question. Most girls write too much on there. No one's going to read it. Keep it at 10 words or less, okay? Keep it at 10 words or less, and keep it really short, like I like tacos, or I like eating ice cream in the summer sun, or whatever. You know, keep it really short because no one's going to read it anyway. Dating profiles, people just look at your pictures, okay? So write something in your bio, but keep it very short, less than 10 words, okay? Put some emojis in there, stuff like that. Carlos, you just give us advice, not to tell us what to do. Carlos, you asked me a question, I'm going to give you honest advice. If you don't like my answers, don't tune in. Wow, is that live? Natalie, this is a TikTok live. Yeah. How can I find a girlfriend with this pandemic going on? Online dating is your greatest possibility. You have a 40% chance of meeting your ideal partner online. I know it's hard if you're in a lockdown area and you can't go on a physical date, but you can still talk to people online. How would you know if someone is ready to meet my kids? I'm a single mother of 3. Jessica, I made something called a relationship timeline, and the relationship timeline says you don't want to go exclusive with someone before 2 or 3 months is up. So by the time the 3-month mark is there and it's a 10 out, and you guys are, you know, falling in love with each other and the relationship's pretty much a 10 out of 10, then it's the time to meet your kids. Use Tinder or some social app. Look, I recommend using dating sites over trying to pick someone up on Facebook or something like that, okay? Using social media to pick someone up is a bit harder, and I don't think it's quite right. There's specific places people go to meet other single people, like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, whatever. There's heaps. You don't need to use Twitter to pick someone up, okay? I like such important and serious subjects. It's been boring in TikTok with underage. There's actually, if you really, my For You page is full of a lot of military stuff and all this sort of stuff. So there's a lot of accounts which are pretty serious. You just have to like the right ones, and then the algorithm will change to suit you like. I talk to some women and they think a guy and girl should sometimes split the dinner bill. Yeah, they do think that, and it's wrong. The guy should pay for the dinner every time. There's quite a lot of reasons for this. Yeah, it's not about being fair and quality and all this bullshit. It's not about that. If the guy pays for the meal, he feels needed. He feels like he has a purpose. He feels like he has value. If the woman pays for the meal, she feels like it's fair and she feels entitled and all this, but he feels like he's not needed and his attraction for her goes down. So girls, if you pay for the meal and take that opportunity away from him, his attraction for you is going to go down. You may think you're doing something nice, but you're actually making the chance for a relationship go down. Keep that in mind. Make him feel needed. A guy I dated would never pay the bill. Well, probably because he didn't like you very much. Okay. Why do you keep skipping my question? Sorry, Ali. Sorry about that. I get a lot of comments, and I'm also answering questions on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere, so I'm going to miss some. If I miss your question anytime, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Link is in my bio. I'm going to miss some comments. I miss comments every day, but if I miss your question, Facebook and Instagram, yeah, links in my bio, send me a message. Don't live in pain. Tell me what your situation is. Angie, I'm talking to this guy who says his account was hacked. I then get a message about him. I don't know what I should do. Have you been on a date with him yet, Angie? Clint, what if it's 2 guys? What if? Cleo, should I be worried about love bombing too much too fast? Yeah, you should. It's not a good thing, believe it or not. It's easy to fall into that trap of meeting someone and seeing him every single day, and then a month later, it's too much. Okay. At the start, just see each other once or twice a week and just see what happens. Yeah. Be a little bit too busy. It makes a big difference. Angie, no. Well, Angie, if you haven't been on a date with him yet, don't stress about it. Talk to 4 or 5 guys at once, Angie, and Go on dates. Yeah, you got to go on dates. That's how it can develop into something more. If you don't go on any dates, nothing's ever going to happen. What if he expects you to pay? Well, then he's got some bad advice. Okay. He's got some bad advice and he thinks he's doing the right thing by making it fair and equal. It's not. It's bad. It's bad. It's negative on all levels. And there's not a lot you can do in that situation either. If you say no, you're going to come across like a jerk. So, and if you say yes, his attraction for you is going to go down. It's kind of a lose-lose situation, unfortunately. So my advice to that is try to find a gentleman. Try to find a gentleman who will take you on a date and do that. I dumped him. He was very selfish. Yeah, probably a good decision. Why would someone ghost you after the first date after showing interest? They were lying. Yeah. Human beings naturally avoid awkward or conflicting situations. That's a normal human trait. So if someone ghosts you, it's completely normal. What you can do about it is they might say, oh, I've had a great time. I can't wait to see you again. And then they never talk to you again. They're just trying to make you feel good and not hurt your feelings face to face. And then they're not going to talk to you again. Okay. So be aware. Don't judge people on what they say. Judge people on what they do. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah. How can I deal with a guy that's hot and cold? Raise his attraction mainly. Try to raise his attraction for you as much as you can, so it gets him a bit more obsessed with you. In my culture, if you go out with several guys, they call you a Yeah, I assume you mean they call you a slut. Now, I'm not saying go out with several guys. I'm saying talk to several guys. Say you're doing online dating, right? Say you're on Tinder or whatever. Talk to 4 or 5 at once. It's going to increase your chances of finding that ideal person. And you don't need to advertise the fact of who you go out with and when. You can go out with a guy on Tuesday and you can go on a date with a guy on Wednesday. You don't need to tell everyone about it, or you don't need to tell anybody about it. Keep it to yourself. It's private. I'm very confident and seem to intimidate guys. Chris, let me tell you, no guy is intimidated by you, okay? If guys don't like you, it comes down to mostly to attraction and how you make them feel and how attracted they are to your entire being, not just how pretty you are, to everything about you, your personality, your body, everything, how attracted they are to you. So intimidation doesn't come into it. It's not about that. It's just how attracted they are to you. That's all it is. Any advice on trying to date with 3 kids? Yeah, there's not much. There's not a lot of difference. You just got to find some time. Yeah, find someone to look after your kids so you can go on a date. It is difficult. I'm not going to tell you it isn't. How do you handle someone put the brakes on with everything due to them suffering with depression? Move on and find somebody else. You may feel like you're abandoning them in their time of need. It's not your job to fix them, though. I just got out of an abusive relationship not too long ago. How long should I wait before I date again? You don't need to wait at all. Life is short. You could die next week and get hit by a bus. Get out there and start dating again. Yeah, the time we have is precious. Don't waste it. Don't waste 10 years healing. Get out there and have a good time. We differ extremely in our parenting views and we argue about it often and we're both stubborn. Well, that's really stupid. I hear this same shit all the time. Parents think that they need to be on the same page. When the husband and wife should have different parenting styles. Men and women are not the same. We parent completely differently, and that's okay. If anything, it's a good thing because it makes the child more well-rounded, okay? You should have different parenting styles. The father shouldn't be mothering, and the mum shouldn't be fathery. So it's difference. There's differences, and you should be happy with those differences. Trying to make him motherly like you are isn't going to make the child better. It's going to make the child worse. So accept the fact that it's good to have different parenting styles and let him do the best he can, okay? You arguing with him all the time isn't making the situation better. It's undermining him, and it's making him overthink things, and it's making him a worse parent, believe it or not. I see this same thing a lot. Felicity, how do you get out of the friend zone? Felicity, I hear that question so many times every day. How do you get out of the friend zone? You don't, okay? So many times every day, a girl comes up to me and goes, what do I really like my best friend. What do I do? And then I say, don't do anything. Just leave it. Go and find someone who's single. Go and find someone else. There's millions of people out there. And she comes back to me a week later and says, oh, I told my best friend how I feel, and now we're not friends anymore. Every day I hear the same story, okay? Don't go after your best friend. There's heaps of people out there. Heaps. Let him make the first move, or just don't bother. Find someone who's single. There's so many people out there. Do you think two non-affectionate people could work? We both struggle with giving affection. Yeah, you can work. It's going to be a pretty shitty relationship, though. It's like two people who hate having sex or hate cuddling or whatever. What sort of relationship's that going to be? But yeah, it's not impossible. Thank you for your time, but I don't really agree with your views. Some leaving abuse. If you want to take 10 years to heal from a past relationship, do it. But be aware, humans are pack animals. No matter what we've gone through in the past, no matter what trauma you've been through, it doesn't change the fact that everyone wants to feel loved and everyone wants a 10 out of 10 relationship, okay? You can't achieve that. If you want to hold on to that abuse that you've suffered and hold it and wear it like a label, do it. Everyone has experienced some sort of trauma in the past, okay? You can wear it like a badge or just put it down and forget about it, okay? Wearing your problems like labels and badges to say, this happened to me, like you're proud of it, how's that making your life better? It's only making your life worse. If a guy says you're his love, but he openly flirts with other women, what should you do? Have you had to talk to him about it yet? Have you said, hey, I don't like when you talk to other women like that? Communicate, because he may not feel like he's doing anything wrong. If he ghosted me for 2 months and now he's back, yeah, Bella, is that a question? If someone ghosts you for more than 48 hours, I wouldn't talk to them again, but that's just me. I have a question. I know I get hit on by many women. How do you have that self-control? Because I have a lot of self-control in everything I do. Yeah. And I'm in love with my partner and we have a 10 out of 10 relationship and she's amazing in every way. If I was single, who knows what would happen? And just because someone flirts with you doesn't mean you need to do anything about it. You can't control attraction. What you can control is what you do about it. Now, I don't feel tempted in any way to spend time with any other woman at all. I don't. Not even tempted, even the slightest. Okay? So I don't see it as self-control because I'm not tempted. But I'm also a very, very disciplined person. Some of the high discipline things I do is I've been in the military for years. Then I was a prison officer for years. I've also been doing karate for a very long time. I'm an experienced martial artist, as well as I do things every day, like I take an ice bath every day and all these sort of things. I do a very large amount of disciplined things, which raise my level of discipline up and my level of resilience up quite high. So I'm not tempted by anything, and nothing can hurt me. And so I hope that answers your question. I enjoy the positive comments. It's good. And any negative comments don't bother me at all. My ex is a mechanic. He has no self-control. Okay. I feel like he is the same as me. I rely a bit more on the other person to make the moves. How do you know if a guy is friend zoning? I met someone I like. Where's it going? Look, the relationship should follow a real basic structure. You find someone you like, then you go on a date. You go on a date, and then you go on another date, and then you go on another date, and you start dating, and you're sleeping together, and you're having a good time. Then you fall in love with each other around the 2 or 3 month mark, then you become exclusive. There's no part in that where you're just friends, okay? So if a guy friend zones you or says, hey, you're my best friend, or I like being friends with you, and there's nothing romantic or sexual involved, his attraction for you is not very high, okay? G'day, mate. Why do you think men cheat? Yeah, great question. A whole bunch of reasons, really. A whole bunch of reasons. And it doesn't mean because they're bad people. It can mean a whole bunch of things. So what it can mean is they feel stuck in the relationship. They're not emotionally mature enough for a relationship. They feel stuck and they don't know how to get out. They don't want to leave the relationship, but they're extremely unhappy. They're unsure with themselves what they really want. Maybe they're only 20 years old and they're not really sure or emotionally mature enough to understand adult concepts. So you can see there's quite a few reasons why anybody cheats. But the thing is, what you got to remember is don't focus on why someone cheats or why someone ghosts. Just remember, if a relationship is a 10 out of 10, the chances of cheating and ghosting go down dramatically. Get your relationship to a 10 out of 10 and all those problems disappear. Naomi, how soon is it to know if you have genuine feelings for someone? I get butterflies already 2 months in. Yeah, 2 months in, 2 to 3 months is when people start to fall in love, and that's when people start to say, I love you. So if you're at that stage, that's perfectly normal. That's 100% normal. And around the stage you're in, 2 months in to 3 months in, you should be saying, I love you to each other and going exclusive and wrapping yourself up in that love and enjoying the relationship. Hey, Aussie bro, do you think it's wise to get back with an ex? No, it's not wise. It's not wise. It's really stupid. Do you have a type? Yeah, I do. Everyone has a type. Do you think it's wise to get back with an ex? I'll answer that. My friends think I should break up with my boyfriend because they say there's a lot of red flags. Don't listen to what anyone says, Emily. Okay? Don't listen to what anybody says. Listen to yourself. Okay? That's all you need to listen to. Doesn't matter what your mum says. Doesn't matter what your dad says. Doesn't matter what your friends say. What do you feel? If you feel like he's the one, fuck what everyone else says, okay? No one can tell you how you feel. No one can tell you what your interpretation is of the relationship, okay? Hey, Gina, thanks for tuning in, champion. Sure, he's 44. Well, if he's 44, he should have his shit together. If someone doesn't have their shit together by the time they're 44, he's a loser. Get rid of him. So I'm kind of wasting mine and his time. I'm not knowing where we stand after being 5 months being friends with benefits. That's your fault. That's your fault. If you agree to friends with benefits and you're happy doing that, you can't blame anyone for the situation but you. This culture we live in of Netflix and chill, it's women's fault because you're allowing men to do it. I see this problem time and time again with a lot of single women I coach. They say, oh, this really cute guy said, hey, do you want to come over and eat and watch a movie with me tonight? The answer is no. Say, how about you take me on a date first? Friends with benefits doesn't have to happen. And if you allow it to happen, you're lowering your value down, and he's seeing you as less valuable, okay? Toya, why is it that people don't seem to know the difference between compromise and settling? Toya, what do you think the difference between compromise and settling is? Hey, King. Still butterflies fall with my hubby. Fantastic, Anna. That's really beautiful to hear. Gina, the sign's always there. If a guy's not invested, you'll know it. 100%. If someone's attraction for you is a 10 out of 10, they're going to be buying you gifts. They're going to want to sleep with you constantly. They're going to be physically touching you a lot. They're going to want to be texting you all the time. They're just pretty much obsessed with you. They think about you 24/7. That's where you want their affection level to be. Single mom, small town, full-time mom, so hard to find someone. It certainly is, Tammy. Nikki, I got close to someone who lost his wife 5 months ago. He has to be with me. He was to be with me, but I think it's too soon. Yeah, maybe not. Hey, Tam, thanks for tuning in, champion. But why is it not wise to get back with an ex? It's like if you had a 1995 Toyota Camry, right? And you had it for 5 years, and then you sold it. And then 5 years later, you see the same car parked on the side of the road for sale. Why buy it again? You say, yeah, but it was a pretty good car. Who cares? You're not going that way. You're going that way. Stop looking to the past for the answers. Unless you want the same past that you had, okay? The future is brighter than the past. Stop looking backwards. That's why it's unwise. So yeah, I've done lots of certifications and NLP and all sorts of stuff to do coaching. But realistically, out of all those pieces of papers I have with my name on it, they make up less than 1% of my knowledge when it comes to relationship coaching. What's given me the most knowledge with coaching people on relationships is the experience and just doing it, okay? You coach people in relationships for years, you become pretty good at it. And the formal education is less than 1% of my knowledge. So I don't put any value onto it at all because it's a bit of a joke, isn't it? It's a bit of a joke putting your name on something and then thinking you're good at it. I care about results. That's what's important to me. Gina, breaking off a stale relationship. Sorry, Gina, is that a question? Chantel, are single moms harder to date? I'm getting the feeling I am. No, not harder to date. There's heaps of single moms who get in relationships all the time. It comes down to attraction, Chantel. It depends how dateable you are. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you have a child or not. It comes down to attraction and dateability. Why can't people communicate? Everyone seems to want to communicate through social media. What's the difference, Tammy? Communicating through social media or communicating over the phone? Communication's communication. It depends. Maybe some people like to communicate over Messenger because it's easier. It's the way of the future. Don't get spent up on it trying to live in the past because it's not coming back. Tam, how soon is it too soon to move in together after 11 months of dating? I recommend moving in between 9 and 12 months of dating. So you're right in the right spot, Tam. But be aware, only if it's a 10 out of 10. Gina, breaking off a stale relationship is similar to domestic violence. They stay. You got to create a good exit plan. You need to create a good exit plan. And an exit plan is really just a piece of paper which says, when are you going to do it? When are you going to break off the relationship? Where are you going to go? How are you going to do it? What are you going to say? Where are you going to go? you have money? Do you have a car? Do you have any assets? Do you have kids? Every single detail, so the exit plan is quick. You don't want to break up with someone and then keep living with them for another 2 weeks. That's really bad. Tam, when is the right time to meet the parents-in-law? About 2 to 3 months in. Toya, what are the 10 out of 10? What are the 10 out of 10 in relationships? When I say 10 out of 10 in relationships, I merely mean it's just your opinion, okay? It's like if you had a really, really good meal at a restaurant, and I say, oh, what would you rate the meal out of 10? And you say, oh, yeah, it's about a 9 out of 10. That's how good the meal was. I can't tell you if your relationship's a 10 out of 10, but you can tell me, okay? Like no one can tell you when you're hungry. It's just what your personal opinion is of your current situation. And that's a 10 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And now I've caught feelings. I'll let this go on too long. Bad mistake. Bad mistake you made there. Friends with benefits bullshit. Nate, thanks for your comments on YouTube. I'm not going to answer those. I'm here to talk about relationships. Gina, be happy single and meeting the wrong guys is easier to spot. Okay. You've helped me tremendously by your interactive lives and perspective. No worries, Sher. My purpose in life is to help as many people as I can with relationships. So that's what I do. I've coached heaps of people from all around the world, all different countries, and it's my purpose in life. So I'm very happy that I could help you. You know what I love? You know what I love, Sher? You went over to my Facebook page and leave me a bit of a review on my page. That'd be fantastic. So link is in my bio to my Facebook, and then, or you can search up my page and leave me a little bit of a review. That'd be awesome. Iced Coffee, I guess 3 questions is the max to ask. No, you can ask as many as you want, Iced Coffee. Why do people lose their identity in a relationship? I'm single for this reason. You're single because you don't want to lose your identity. People lose their identity. They don't lose their identity. What happens is when you meet someone you really like, you go, wow, this person's the one. Okay, I'm going to clear my schedule for the next 3 months and just talk to that person and do none of my hobbies and see none of my friends, because they get wrapped up in all the positive emotions that our body releases. Perfectly normal human trait. Perfectly normal human trait, but that's why the hobby list is very important. Write down 10 hobbies you like to do, then do the hobbies, okay? Just had an argument over a sensitive subject of finances. We don't normally argue, don't know what to do. It takes 2 to argue, Marcus. Yeah, it takes 2 to argue, be aware of that. And it takes 2 to communicate, it takes 2 to tango. So be aware of you don't need to argue if you don't want to. Finances are extremely important, okay? But you don't need to argue about finances, okay? The best thing to do with finances is write a long, detailed budget, forecasts, spreadsheets, and all this sort of stuff. So you can sit your wife or whatever your situation is and go, here's the spreadsheets. This is what we have. This is how much we can spend on ice cream. This is how much we can spend on handbags, and break it all down so you don't have to argue about it. Make it really clear and set out, because Marcus, I'm assuming you're a man, and if women can get emotional about things. Yeah, they communicate in an emotional sense. Men communicate more in a logical sense. So if your difference in communication style is going to cause an argument, and she's going to feel like she's being controlled, you need to break it all down and say, I'm not controlling you. This is just what we have. Okay. Tam, I get that affection every day. Great. When is the right time to meet the parents-in-law? After dating for 11 months. Yeah, Tammy, it's 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 months in, you should meet your parents-in-law. After that stage, it's whenever, but 2 or 3 months. I took your advice to drop masculine energy. It has made all the difference in the world for me. Thank you. Fantastic. Like I'm assuming you're a female. Very, very sensitive subject. masculine and feminine energy. And it's the number one issue I see from all couples who come to me. The number one issue from so many couples from all around the world, all different cultures, everywhere. Masculine and feminine energy. When a couple comes to me, the female is masculine and the man is feminine, and they're having troubles. No shit, you're having troubles. But it's very conflicting, and it's very politically incorrect. And I get a lot of hate online when I say men should be masculine and females should be feminine. They're derivatives of each other's word, but it's very politically incorrect. So I don't say that exact words, but every single couple I coach, I show the female how to be more feminine and I show the man how to be more masculine, and the relationship goes so much better. They get to a 10 out of 10, the relationship's great, the sex drive goes up, everything is fantastic. And girls, just because you're feminine doesn't mean you can't get what you want. You can be feminine and get everything you want in the world, okay? It doesn't mean being submissive and really being a slave is not feminine, okay? So being feminine is positive things, yeah? So you can understand why it'd be conflicting to talk about. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm going to be missing some comments here. If I miss your question at any time, just send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, guys. I'm here to help. Bella, I was in a violent relationship, try to hide money away. That's the one thing they will help you run. You need money, yeah? Guys, be aware of this as well. If you're the main breadwinner, right? If you earn, even if your wife or your girlfriend's a stay-at-home mom, she doesn't earn any money and you earn all the money, you need to make sure she has some money, because if you don't give her any money at all, it's considered financial abuse, okay? And it's going to make her feel trapped. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone who feels trapped. You need to love them in a way that they feel free. So make sure whoever you're with has at least $1,000, okay? Make sure at least, okay? Unless it's financial abuse, all right? Do you reckon a 21 and a 38-year-old can work? Yeah, it can. It's stretching it though. Thanks for the TikTok gifts, champion. Appreciate it. What do you think a man means if he said it wouldn't bother him if he died alone? It's a random sentence to say. Not much. I wouldn't overthink it. I wouldn't overthink that sentence. I'd just be like, okay, cool. Everyone dies alone anyway. You can't do anything when you die. It's the same. You're born, you die the same. So, Nicole, well, I just found out tonight that he went back to his meth head ex-wife again. I'm doing all I can to not burn all his crap he left. Well, Nicole, I hope you think to yourself, I'm not gonna go back to this guy again. That's why you don't get back with your ex, okay? Spicy Disaster, love the name. Okay, what do you think a man means if he said it wouldn't bother him? Oh, read that one. What does mum guilt hurt so bad and some people can't figure out mum can't stop on the drop of a dime? Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that unless they are a parent, okay? Tell me, what you need to remember is how much a child needs you changes over time. So when a baby is born, obviously they need you a lot. As they get older, they need you a bit less. When they're a teenager, they need you a bit less. And when they're an adult, they hardly need you at all, okay? But you can't turn off those emotions. So you have to detach yourself from those emotions a little bit and slowly detach yourself over the years, unless you're going to be a hot mess, okay? Nicole, when a guy up and leaves with no warning and leaves all his stuff, even family pics, hasn't changed address, why would they do that? Maybe you just needed to get out. Maybe it could be a whole bunch of things. But realistically now, don't worry about what happened. what are you going to do now, Nicole? What are you going to do moving forward? Can you do the same on Instagram, the review, I mean? I don't think Instagram you can do reviews. I think you only can do reviews on people's Facebook pages. My Facebook page, Jake Maddock, you can do a review on, which I would appreciate, guys. I don't believe you can do any of that on Instagram. I may be wrong though. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Instagram. I do have Instagram links in my bio, but yeah, any reviews are great. Chantel, can a long distance work if he's single dad and I'm a single mom? It's not impossible, Chantel. Is it worth the effort? No, I don't believe so. It causes more pain than positivity. Plong, thanks for the TikTok gift. Nicole, focus on work is all I can do. Going to be hard because I'll be working with his sister. Yeah, it is hard. It's time to start to move on and get rid of his gear, okay? Put it in a storage container or tell him to come get it or whatever, yeah? Jules, love your advice on perspective on relationships. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. I'm a relationship coach, guys. I'm here to help. Any relationship questions you have, put your question in the comments. How long should someone wait to date someone new after a long-term relationship breaks down? 24 hours. Now, I say 24 hours. Obviously, that's a very short amount of time, okay? Life is so short. Life is so short, and the time we have is so short and precious. Don't waste all your time. I've talked to some women who've come to me for coaching, and they've been single 10 years because they've been healing. Life isn't that long, okay? You don't want to waste a decade waiting to be ready. If you need to take a few months, I understand, yeah? I understand completely. When I was in a really bad relationship, it took me a year to find my ideal partner, which it took me that long to get emotionally ready and everything to be just right and for me not to be a mess, okay? But don't wait too long. Yeah, don't wait too long. Means he does not want to share his life to someone. Got divorced over 2 years ago and have focused on myself. Any tips to get back into dating? Yeah, just make an online dating profile and just jump into it. There's not really any tricks to it. Why do men want to stay single? Same reason why women want to stay single. They've been hurt too many times, or they don't see the benefits, or they haven't found somebody who they want to be in a relationship with, okay? Men don't have commitment issues. They have an issue in finding someone who they want to be in a relationship with. Nicole, I have no way of communicating with him, so I don't know what's going on, except he's with her again. His family doesn't want any of his stuff, so hold on to it or toss it. Look, I'd hold on to it for a couple of days, and then I'd probably put it in a storage container. It would probably be the honorable thing to do. But I would totally understand if you tossed it as well, okay? If someone doesn't want to look after their gear, after a week, I'd understand burning it. Like, he's being a dick, you know what I mean? If he doesn't have any value, if he doesn't have any care for his possessions, why should you? Nothing is impossible. Technically, you're correct. Moving to an all-girls school, how do I find a boyfriend? Don't worry about it till you're out of school. Thank you, does make sense. This year, crap, thanks to COVID. I'm careful with some emoji. They're not. Okay, Marcus? Live your life like there's no tomorrow. It's been 1 month I've had it. Nicole, 1 month is too long. Yeah, what are you going to keep living with this crap forever by yourself? 1 month, get rid of it today. Get rid of it today. You're going to feel better. It's a healing process. If someone just disappears and you hold on to their stuff for a month, what for? That's too long. Too long. Fuck it off, yeah? Wait, there are such things as relationship coaches? There are a couple. Fresh Subway surfers. There are a few. There are a few. Some of my great mentors were Coach Corey Wayne and Matthew Hussey and people like that, and Tony Robbins. There's some great coaches out there who help people with relationships. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of us, but there are some. Australian Hitch, Will Smith could never. Yeah, unfortunately, Will Smith played a good hitch on the movie. Unfortunately, he wasn't that lucky in real life with The Entanglement, which was, a lot of people say, yeah, but they agreed to an open relationship and all that. They may have agreed to it, but I think we could all see the pain in his eyes. Men have commitment problem. No, they don't have an issue with commitment. Just because a guy doesn't want to commit to you doesn't mean he has an issue with commitment. It means he doesn't like you that much. That's what it means. It means he just wants to have sex with you and he doesn't want to commit. It doesn't mean he's scared of commitment. He just doesn't like you that much. Chantel, after 10 years together with a kid, should you force a friendship when he won't let go? No, you shouldn't have to force a friendship ever. You're like a big brother I never had. Thank you. I consider that a compliment. I like the way you think. I know some of the things, Tammy, when to meet the parents-in-law. I've asked this question like 10 times, Tammy. You're obviously not paying attention. 2 or 3 months of dating is when you can meet family and extended friends and family, okay? Our lady, I like the way you think. Thank you very much. I know some of the things I say are abrasive or harsh. Sometimes people need a shoulder, they need a slap in the face. I get great results with everyone I coach because I'm a little bit harsh and abrasive. Some goes for a school too. Sorry, guys, just having some. Just give me 1 sec.